basketball and the whole quote unquote loyalty thing I think it's overrated. I think this is a business at the end of the day, and it's a lot of money involved and a lot of decisions that has to be made. You know what I mean? So, like if a player isn't producing, or if you don't see him in the future, or front office, some of them have to do like a job and want to keep their job, they trade players. Or if a guy isn't happy and he wants to be traded to somewhere else, then it's a problem. It's just so many different dynamics that go into it. This is a business at the end of the day. So like, not even just NBA, but like people that have normal jobs have those same problems. It's just not magnified. You know what I mean? So I don't lose focus of, trying to compete for a championship, and then financially, making sure that my family is taken care of. You know what I mean? Because I'm very smart, and I've sacrificed a lot. Financially, like, which I don't get credit. I don't get talked about, but I'm fulfilled and I'm happy with it. But like winning a championship, or at least having a chance to, and then financially getting paid for, me being available and playing at the highest level for so long. So
apparently Anthony Edwards, whispered in Jalen Johnson's ear, and it could have been for Jokey Joe. And he said that he can't wait to come back to Atlanta. They got a bunch of wings and all of that. And most people think he won't stay in Minnesota. And historically, KG would have stayed, but they just couldn't, keep a winner on the floor after the Sprewell Cassell era. The Lakers was monsters and the Spurs was monsters back then. So he moved, got traded to Boston. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's interesting. That he said that, but let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance get notifications. We go live and drop video. I'm not surprised. He from Atlanta. Atlanta is drastically different than Minnesota. They couldn't land Giannis. He could have just been flat out joking, knowing that he had the mic on and the cameras was following him. But, Minnesota, this is why like Minnesota, Milwaukee, and places like that have a hard time keeping people, A lot of them dudes don't want to go to that harsh, cold weather. Most players, that's why when they talked about the free agent draftees can pick where they want to pick at, people saying the Lakers is going to win everything. Because a lot of these dudes, they want to plant their roots in like, Miami, Atlanta, LA. That's where they want to be at. It's important where they, the destination is more important than where they can win at. You got to understand, winning to these players, they already won. They made it to the league. They got the money. So now it's about, where can I, live at and have the best life at? Because the majority of the year you there. It ain't like football, 16 weeks or 17 weeks. Then, from, whenever, you can just get the hell up out of there. So for most people, it's about destination spots. And when you're young, that's what it's about. It ain't about winning. It ain't where you can thrive the most at. So if you want to go back home to Atlanta, with Jalen Johnson, well, they got the firepower to make it happen. They definitely do. But, if Minnesota going to be willing to give them up, and with Adidas becoming a powerhouse again in the apparel game, and Anthony Edwards being one of their top, if not their top dog right now, And I'm going to talk about James Harden, too, about what he said. So, I'm not surprised, man. Like, we're in a different era, man. Winning to these dudes is not important as it was to Magic, Bird, and Michael and Kareem. Winning not important to them. Social media status. Status is how many girls you can get. It's where you play at, the sunshine and stuff. The mentality is not to get better. That's why you see a lot of uptick dudes really start hooping when their contract be up. That been in them the whole time. No Diddy. They didn't have that fire and desire the whole time. It's just to the point that they don't care no more. They care more about everything else. You hear Chris Haynes from our players checking their social media at halftime to see what people saying, and Mr. sitting next to their wife in the crowd, and all this shit is perpetuated by his designs, perpetuated through the same eras, doing the same dumb shit over and over again. So most of these dudes value destination spots over winning, over what's best for them. You gotta understand, when you're young, you don't know what's best for you. This is why, from nuclear families, the father and the mother, they pick what you was gonna do. Look at Tiger Woods. His dad knew he was gonna go. Knew he was gonna go to Stanford. That was the plan. But a lot, when you ain't raised with two parents that have a vision for you, you can pick what you want to do and how you want to do it. A lot of times, it turns out to be a failure. Even if you feel like you make it in the NBA, look at Zion Williamson. No guidance. He just free willing it, free really styling it. And that's unfortunate. But yeah, for Ant, I think he was joking. But Minnesota ain't nowhere nobody stay. Ray didn't stay in Milwaukee. Ray Allen, he didn't stay up there. So, but then you had James Harden saying loyalty is overrated, and I think he meant, and obviously when you hear the video, he said he meant in the context of being loyal to an organization, because when they no longer can use you, they can chew you up and spit you out. And in reality, that's true. In reality, that's true. They can spit you up, spit you out, and spit you out. And and for him, he shows no loyalty, but also it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword, because you hop around all these different places. When the going get tough, you hop around and you quit. And you go somewhere else, you got to replant your seed and grow your roots there. And you don't win there, you go somewhere else, you ring chasing. When the spot get hot, you want to get out of there. And that's why he don't win a championship, because he don't embrace the grind. And he's one of the worst playoff performers in history. That's just a fact. He's one of the worst. So it didn't matter. It's not like his method, it worked. When the going got tough, he forced his way out of Houston, forced his way out of Brooklyn, forced his way out of Philadelphia. Sometimes you got to embrace the grind. And for LeBron, it happened. He won in Cleveland. He really did. He won in Cleveland. He won in Miami, and he came back going. But we know he had the NBA and Nike behind him for real. James Harden ain't got that behind him for real. So yeah, we could talk about embracing, loyalty, but loyalty sometimes loyalty when you do it right. It come with a great price tag. You jumping around trying to win a championship, it's done nothing for you. You haven't won one. You haven't won one. So that's the thing about it. When you don't embrace and go through the tough times, it's a little different. It's a little bit harder to achieve what you want to achieve. So we can talk about that all day, but it is what it is. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Hit that link, and the first link, say find me everywhere. The link tree, you can find me everywhere there. Peace. Check out the NBA Talk playlist. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.